Welcome back everyone. Time to do another comparison this time around between the Samsung Galaxy S20 that is on my left and the OnePlus AT that is on my right. Now the AT is the newer phone this year, but it's technically cheaper brand than the Galaxy S20. Now in the used market, the Galaxy S20 is actually cheaper than the OnePlus AT, so kind of keep that in mind, but I'll find the cheapest ones on Amazon and link them down in the description below. So if you want the cheapest ones that I can find, that I would probably recommend buying from. You can get them from there and help support the channel at the same time. Now starting off with the front panels of both, the Samsung Galaxy S20 has that 6.2-inch dynamic AMOLED display, and it is probably one of the best panels this year, maybe the best panel that I've seen in any smartphone right now. It's a 1440p panel. It does everything you could ever imagine. You also have a 120Hz refresh rate on the screen as well. And maybe this phone or the S20 Plus or the S20 Ultra, they all pretty much have the same panel. This one is just a smaller device from that. And I love this screen. It just looks so good. It screams to me that it's an extremely premium panel. And Samsung just kills it when it comes down to the phones. You have a whole punch display in the top center. And like I said, there's just not that much to complain about. Now, when you look at something like the OnePlus AT, they kind of look almost identically the same. The S20 just has a center hole punch display. The OnePlus AT has the one in the top left corner, but the OnePlus AT has a 6.55-inch fluid AMOLED display. So noticeably bigger and even feels bigger in the hand than the Samsung Galaxy S20 because it is a bigger phone. Now you have a 1080p panel on it, and I would definitely say it's a flat panel too, which is something that's important to note. And I don't really think it's a big deal, but this one also has a 120 Hz, but I still would say the S20 has a better display, either the S20 or S20 Plus, whatever one. It's not a size thing, it's just the way the phones look. And I do kind of like the curved display sometimes, but I would rather have a flat display, and I think that's one of the biggest assets for the AT. Sometimes when you go and click on things, you're holding your phone, sometimes you do randomly click on things on the side of your device. The AT with the flat display, I've never really felt like that, so that's a pretty big thing to note in my opinion. But definitely when it comes down to the front panels, I would probably say the Samsung Galaxy S20 wins there. You can see side by side how much bigger the OnePlus AT is as well. This is a ginormous phone, but it doesn't feel like it feels bigger than the S20, but I feel like the S20, did a really good job of making it feel thinner overall. So that's a pretty big thing to keep in mind. USB Type-C ports on the bottom. And on the back, you have a quadruple camera setup on the OnePlus AT, but a triple camera setup on the Galaxy S20. Glass backs on both, as you can see. The OnePlus AT has the frosted glass back that's really been taking the storm within the last year, and I love that. I think the back of the OnePlus AT feels much more premium than the back on the Galaxy S20, and I just think the OnePlus AT just looks kind of better on the back than the Galaxy S20. The Galaxy S20 looks so, like, I don't know what Samsung was thinking, it just looks so ugly. The OnePlus AT really killed it. It looks like a very premium flagship device, and just look how much better the OnePlus AT looks than the Galaxy S20. Even if I switch these out, you can still see the OnePlus AT looks so much more vibrant. I don't know what Samsung was thinking with this type of back. It looks so plain. So definitely on the outside, I think the OnePlus AT has the better looking back. The Galaxy S20 has the better looking front when it comes down to it. Now software-wise, the OnePlus AT definitely wins here in my opinion. I've been saying this for so long. Oxygen OS is just so much better than, One UI that we have on Galaxy S20. Now side by side, I mean, the One Oxygen OS 11 is starting to look kind of more like One UI. It is what it is. There's nothing we can really do about it. This one is getting the One UI 3 update very soon, so whenever that comes out, I'll go ahead and review it and all that stuff. It's still in beta. I haven't gotten it on my S20, which is really annoying. But longevity-wise, I would probably say the OnePlus device is going to last longer, but Samsung did change out their life cycles to an extra year of support. But even then, I still think the OnePlus AT may actually outlast the Samsung Galaxy S20 in terms of even just, custom ROMs and just the ROM community behind it. You can't really custom ROM anything on a Galaxy anymore. The OnePlus still has a lot of availability when it comes down to it. It's a huge asset for the OnePlus AT over the Galaxy S20 right there. So software-wise, that pretty much covers it up. Now let's go and do a little bit of a speed comparison between both these devices. They both have the Qualcomm Snapdragon 865 chipsets. Both have octa-core CPUs, and the base models of both phones have 8 gigs of RAM, but there's a top tier model of the OnePlus AT that has 12 gigs of RAM, so kind of keep that in mind. So let's go and see which one is the faster phone between these two. Okay, so let me go and clear all the apps in the background. This should only take 2 seconds. Okay, there we go. Let's go and open up some apps. Let's do phone calls, 3, 2, 1. And both were about the same there, scrolling out. Both kind of look the same. They both have the 120 Hz enabled, which you're not going to be able to tell over the camera. Let's do Play Store, 3, 2, 1. And almost identically the same on both. Scrolling through, at first I kind of thought the ET looked better, but now it's kind of looking like the Galaxy S20 may be better. but both of them are pretty close. I don't really think one is way faster than the other one there. As always, I have a bunch of these third-party apps we can get into. Let's do Facebook, 3, 2, 1. And AT definitely faster there. I would do Fruit Ninja, but it's being weird on the AT. Temple Run 2, 3, 2, 1. And it looked like the S20 maybe just slightly faster from the beginning with. And yeah, the S20 was just slightly faster, but they both were very close, almost hand in hand. Getting into some gameplay, I don't know if there's going to be a big difference or not. There probably won't be. It's a very basic game, but definitely I think the Galaxy S20 was just slightly faster there. Crossy Road 321. I think I have to input my H here, but I had opened it up before, so that shouldn't have been an issue. Yep, so we're just not even going to do that. Instagram 321. And we were already loaded here, so that's something to keep in mind. Snake versus Blocks 321. And that one was very close as well. I don't know if one was faster. They both were like neck and neck there. I'm pretty sure this comparison is going to be neck and neck the whole entire way. I'll try to see if I spot any other differences, but so far that seemed kind of be the case. We can go and do stack 3, 2, 1. Okay, it took me a second to find the app. And again, I have the pop-up. But the ad was faster on the OnePlus AT there. I kind of closed out of it early. BOFA 3, 2, 1. OnePlus AT slightly faster, not a ginormous difference. Netflix 3, 2, 1. And OnePlus AT is faster there again, just a little bit. Quizlet 3, 2, 1. I'm trying my best not to overhype it. Galaxy S20 was slightly faster there by a lot. Totally joking. Twitter 3, 2, 1. And what Samsung Galaxy S20 was definitely faster there too. Now let's go and end it off with Real Racing 3, 3, 2, 1. I kind of ended off this one quick. Maybe I have other apps I can test too. But even just opening up the app, did it kind of look like the OnePlus AT was a little bit slower? Now we do have this little pop-up here. Unfortunately, I don't know why that happened again. I could probably just go ahead and try rerunning it right now. So I'll go ahead and close out of it here. I'll close out of it over here. And I'll go ahead and just exit out here. And let's go and get into it again. Real Racing 3, 3, 2, 1. It does look like the OnePlus AT is smoother to open up the app, and that's something that's pretty important. With the Galaxy S20, again, why do I have to download it? I do not get this. It's so annoying. You just saw me download it. I mean, I don't even know what to say about that. That's very annoying. I want to load up some more apps in the background so I can go ahead and, kind of do a better RAM management test. But honestly, I don't know if one phone is just like faster than the other one. I think both of them are pretty close for the most part. I don't think I would necessarily get one phone over the other for performance. If you are going to get one phone that's more powerful, oh, you saw the Galaxy S20 actually did close out of that one, which was very weird. If you are going to get a phone just based off performance and just the performance overall, getting the top tier OnePlus AT, the 12 gig of RAM option would probably be better than the 8 gig of RAM option you have on the Samsung Galaxy S20. So that is something to keep in mind. But again, I don't really think one phone is the better performing phone. The RAM management thing that just closed out of that one app was kind of weird, but I'm not really seeing it again. So I'll probably tell you, like, if you have the Galaxy S20 or the OnePlus AT, I wouldn't necessarily think my phone is way faster than the other one, but both of them are very good performing phones. I don't know what was going on with the Galaxy S20 earlier. I'm not really able to replicate it, but in terms of performance, I guess that pretty much covers it up. Let's go and hit on the cameras. Now, as stated before, the OnePlus AT has a 48 megapixel wide-angle lens, a 16 megapixel ultra-wide sensor, 5 megapixel macro lens, and then a 2 megapixel depth lens. Where the Galaxy S20 has a 12 megapixel wide-angle lens, 64 megapixel telephoto lens, then a 12 megapixel ultra-wide sensor. Now, I'm just going to tell you straight up, honestly, I think the Galaxy S20 has the best camera of this year. The S20, S20 Pro, S20 Ultra Plus, whatever you want to call it, I think these phones have the best cameras. Even with the standard S20, it can outperform a lot of the competition that I've seen, including the OnePlus AT. Now, you have more functionality from a phone like the Galaxy S20. You have more features built into this camera than you have on the OnePlus AT, and it's getting more and more features with every update. With AT, I mean, I even compared it to the 70 and the 8, pretty much has all the same features for the most part. This phone has a lot of features built into the camera. You also have the ability of shooting not only 4K 60, but also 8K videos on the Galaxy S20. But even beyond that, the camera looks really good. Like, you can take really nice photos, and the ultra-wide, I feel like, goes out a lot more than some of these other phones. Now, on top of that, you have a better front-facing camera too. You have a 10 megapixel front facing camera that you can do 4K at 60 frames per second on this video, where you can't do that. You can't even do 1080p at 60 on the OnePlus 8T camera. So definitely when it comes down to the camera itself, the Samsung Galaxy S20's camera not only probably outperforms the OnePlus 8T, but it outperforms a lot of the competition this year. It is such a good phone. It is better than a lot of phones out there right now. Now the OnePlus 8T is more or less the same of what is expected, and I'll even go and zoom out. You can see it zooms out a little bit, but it doesn't even zoom out as much as something like the Galaxy S20 in my opinion. Now on top of that, the Samsung Galaxy S20, like I said, has that 8K capability. You can still do a lot, but you also have an all telephoto lens on the Galaxy S20. You don't have that on the OnePlus 8T, unfortunately. I don't know why OnePlus did that this year, and they did it with the OnePlus 8 too. They had it on the 7T. I don't know why they took out the telephoto lens. They put in a macro and depth lens. I don't know who uses those, but for the most part, the OnePlus 8T's camera I think is actually okay. I think the biggest downside of the OnePlus 8T's camera is the front camera. It's still that 16 megapixel lens that they can only do 1080p at 30 frames per second. They've been doing the same thing since like the OnePlus 7 Pro, and I think even before that. It doesn't make any sense for OnePlus to continue to kind of revamp their back camera but forget about their front camera. I use my front camera way more than I use my back camera, and I don't want them to be using the same sensors over and over and over again. So definitely when it comes down to the camera, the Samsung Galaxy S20 is the clear winner here for sure. I guess the OnePlus 8T is a close second in this comparison, but I still think the Galaxy S20 has the best camera this year in my opinion. Now ending it off with the battery life, the Samsung Galaxy S20 has a 4000 mAh battery, the OnePlus 8T has a 4500 mAh battery, and this is probably the one area where the OnePlus 8T is the clear winner here. It has a bigger battery, it also has a lower resolution display. They both have the 120 Hz, and even though it has a bigger panel, I would still give the edge to the OnePlus 8T for having the better battery life, and the software is more optimized on the OnePlus 8T as well, as I've said before. So definitely when it comes down to this whole entire video and to kind of sum up this comparison, should you pick up the OnePlus 8T? Should you pick up the Galaxy S20? Let me tell you some pros and cons for the Galaxy S20 first. First of all, let me tell you some pros and cons for the Galaxy S20 first. So first of all, this phone, tremendous phone. It's like the best phone of this year, I think, and that's coming from an iPhone user. I use an iPhone, and I'm telling you the Galaxy S20 probably would be the best phone. Maybe the iPhone 12 Pro, I haven't used it yet, but with this phone, you're getting a killer screen, best screen I think in the market. You're getting IP certification. The OnePlus 8T does not have it. You're getting a micro SD card slot, which is very important. Better camera on the Galaxy S20 than on the OnePlus 8T. You're getting a great build quality, even though I like the back more on the OnePlus 8T. You're getting pretty good performance. I don't know if one's better than the other one, but I'll just say it has really good performance. And, the better screen, I think, on the Galaxy S20 than on the OnePlus 8T. And really the main downsides of the Galaxy S20 are kind of where the OnePlus 8T kind of shines in, You're getting better software, I think, on the OnePlus 8T. And when you're getting this phone, that's definitely one thing you're going to notice. The OnePlus 8Ts kind of feel like a better phone, even though maybe it is a little bit less performance heavy or whatever, but you're going to feel like you still have a very fast phone a couple years later. The S20 may still feel like that, but the OnePlus 8T with its software updates, its clean version of Android and everything, I really do like it. Now, Android 11 is kind of changing that, so that opinion may change even more sooner than later. But I still like it for the most part. Great build quality too. It doesn't have the best display, but it's still a really, really good display for sure. The 120 Hz is a very good panel. Great performance, very smooth performance. Pretty good camera, not as good as the Galaxy S20's. And better battery life on the OnePlus 8T, and is cheaper in the new market, even though it's more expensive in the used market. If I had to pick one of these up, honestly, I would probably pick up the Galaxy S20 like I stated. I think this is the best phone this year, but the OnePlus 8T is a really good second place in this video. If the Galaxy S20 is like a 10 out of 10, 8T is like easily like a 9.5 out of 10, or maybe even like a 9 out of 10, so that pretty much covers it up there. If you guys want to pick these up, like I stated, links are down in the description. If you guys have any other questions or anything, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really does count, so it means so much if you guys can hit that. Also check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my other channels. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.